Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'll be working on the Jeep. The plan is to try and fix this and not post this video until I can start driving this Jeep again. I have not driven it legally on the road in 2 years because every time I take it on the highway, it bogs out around 80 kilometers an hour. I've replaced the carburetor, spark plug wires, ignition coil, distributor cap, and rotor, fuel filter. I've got a fuel pressure regulator. I've put a brand new fuel pump in. I had an electric one before I went back to mechanical. Yes, I can tell it's leaking. That's because I didn't use gas resistant thread sealer on my fittings, so it could adapt from the stock line into just a rubber line. Also replaced the fuel lines all the way to the back, other than the one steel line up front and the little steel connector in the back. But those are good, they're not swollen or rusty. Pulled the gas tank out. I was gonna record this, but I was working on this while I was making the video for the truck, so whoops. But this is it, it's painted. Also painted the bumper. So in this video, I'm gonna put this back in and I'm gonna start that right now. Actually, well, these are the straps. The straps broke. That's why I haven't put it back in yet, but I cleaned all this up. Also, the pickup may look rusty. Inside it's perfect. Connectors are still good. I do not need a new pickup. Still works perfectly. Okay, so gas tank is in. It is not tightened down, but that's it. See, right here, strap bolt, normal bolt, bolt. Just threw on that side too. What I did was I got longer ones than there is stock, because this is the stock one. This is a non-snapped one. See, there's no head on this. This one goes in the back. Like the back of the Jeep, not the front. Basically, as this will just spin because it's supposed to have that square place where it sits in the frame. Well, mine were stripped in the frame, so I physically no way of loosening this. Well, I guess I got 3 of them off. One of them I couldn't get off, so I had to just cut off the nut, and that was pretty simple. But yeah, no, I got longer ones just so I didn't have to deal with that. Now I'm gonna tighten everything up. I already got the lines hooked up, and then I gotta hook up the filler neck, put my gas cap back on, which is right there. And then wherever my plate went, I threw it around here somewhere. It's kind of a mess in here. And then this is done. Okay, Jeep's back together. I don't have any gas, so out of all those jerry cans, there's not a single one full. I did replace the vacuum line. This vacuum line goes from vacuum advance to carburetor. I don't have hose clamps though, and it's kind of loose, so I need to pick up hose clamps tomorrow too. Here's the old gas. That's not actually what it looked like. There's just dirt in this bucket. I could run this through a paint filter and put it back in, but I'd rather just buy new gas and not deal with it. If you look under here, all new hardware. Everything's clean, looks nice. This bumper is nice and clean. I actually degreased the plastic bit for the gas cap, so that's clean. I tried degreasing this, but that's also a lot of paint flaking. So even though I tried, it still looks a little dirty, but whatever, I don't really care. Just wanted to try and clean it up while I was there, and it's clean. I don't think I left any parts behind. Does not look like it. Perfect. Okay, so I'll start recording more tomorrow once I have gas. We'll go on a test drive. And I'll make sure I have hose clamps for this vacuum line because I want to make sure that there's no vacuum leaks. Because if I have a vacuum leak, that could be a main issue. You know, vacuum advance is kind of important when you're going on the highway. So, anyways, let's continue this tomorrow. Okay, another day on the Jeep. So, I know I said I was going to fix it and get it running and driving. Well, it's still the plan. Waiting on parts though. I redid the timing. And that should be set now pretty good. It was running better. As you can tell, doing some floor repairs. There was holes everywhere. There's an entire crack going along all the way around, looped down and over. I had my cousin filled in that one. This looks terrible. And, well, it's gonna. This is all pitted metal with a little flux core MIG welder. So it doesn't look great. But there was a hole here. I did this one. And it looks decent actually. Like I can still feel where the hole was. It's right there because it's the lowest spot, I guess. but it's filled up, ground down. Right now I'm doing this. There's a giant crack going all the way over, and I decided instead of screwing around with thin metal, trying to just put it back together, I just put a patch right over top. I just gotta weld the top and the sides, and I can grind that down. And then I think this one, like, all this is gonna get seam sealed, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But there's this hole still, this hole. There's probably another one that I'll end up finding, but it's cold out, so I'm gonna get to work. Okay, new spark plugs are actually in the Jeep now. These are the old ones. So, difference between these ones and the ones I put in, oh, please focus. There we go. See that it's a very narrow tip? Well, at the base of that, that's on the new ones, the base of that is just the entire thing. It extends up, unlike this. This is supposed to be a more fine spark, but they're not meant for this. So, whoops, shouldn't have put them in the first time. Wasted my time and money. But, this is what I'm doing right now. So this is port 15. I patched all the rust. There's this one. This one actually I grinded out. I did pretty good on this one. You can barely tell that there was a patch here. That one. There was a giant crack going like, it went like this. And you could just push that down. It was like very brittle. But that's solid now. I patched all the tiny little pinholes. Obviously the right thing to do here would have just been buy a new floor pan. Cut it out where I need to cut it out, weld it in where I need to weld it in. But I didn't do that because that was money. And I just kind of used that piece of sheet metal for all the stuff I needed. And then I've got port 15 running through where all the rust goes. Over there, same with over there. I'm redoing this entire thing. Okay, so I got the tailgate bed lined. Do not use duplicolor. Their spray cans suck. See how it's nice there? Well, actually this I prefer. Super gritty there. But it's kind of showing through the silver a bit there. It just kind of rubbed off. And it's not an adhesion issue from my part. Like, my prep work was good. It just kind of peeled off. I don't know why. And the reason I'm telling you don't use duplicolor, it's none of that. It's the fact that after 3 cans, that's all I could get. Not because there wasn't enough material in the cans, but because they all, I can't swear yet, I don't think. But because all of them gummed up after, I don't know, let's say this was probably 2.5 coats. You can kind of tell where I had to stop. I was getting here, it was darker. But yeah. So other than that, I like the way it looks. Over there, I've got some more cans. I'm trying the Rust-Oleum stuff now. And that's what's going to be used on the rest of this. I got most of the prep work done. It's a little dark in here, wherever I threw my flashlight. I'll just show you the dark, and you can see it in the light when it looks perfect. But it's dirty. I gotta vacuum it out, and then continue scuffing it with a Scotch-Brite pad, but it's basically all done. I got the backside completely done. It's primered in all the bare metal spots. Up front over there, it's done. I got this seam sealed. Kind of tell it's rubber right there. Smooth right there. And a little bit right here. And then a little spot on the other side too. But I'm just gonna clean everything up. Go over it all with the Scotch-Brite pad. I'm gonna try and get as much of this as possible. I kind of do want to get up to this seam up here. I want my door jambs to not be bed lined. I'd like them to still be body color. Well, that's just rust, but you know what I mean. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Although it's kind of a difficult thing to get around the roll bar. I probably should have just taken it off. And same with the seat belts. I took the other ones off, like the buckle itself. But other than that, I'm just going to keep working at this. Tomorrow is my deadline of having this done because I'm bringing in a friend's Jeep. We're going to pull it right where this Jeep's parked. And we're doing the 4-inch lift, the same lift that's in this. We're going to lift hers. And we're going to get that done with. And then, yeah. Then I can take my Jeep on a test drive because the spark plugs are in. And hopefully that fixed it because I'm sick of not having this. It's currently plated because I tried to drive it last time and it broke. But I'm going to get back to work. Okay, so the inside of the Jeep's officially prepped, cleaned, degreased. I'm just going to tape off everything I don't want painted. I'm going to paint up to that body line right there. So the bed liner will go underneath, but it'll just be paint color on top. Come down, go around. Just straight edge underneath the Jeep thing, underneath the Jeep logo, because I don't want to go all the way up there. I didn't manage to prep all that. And then I'm going to come over, follow the seam sealer line, do the same thing on this side. Tailgate's already done. I'm not painting the roll bar. I'm gonna tape it off mostly. I am gonna paint it another day gloss black. So I don't really care if I get overspray on it because I'm not keeping it this color. But I'm gonna use the Rust-Oleum cans and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, it's taped off. So got the ridges where I don't want it to get bedliner on, shifter knob, pedals. That's about everything I'm gonna tape off. This roll bar pad's kind of in shit condition, so I don't really care if it gets a little bedliner on it. I can scrape it off and re-dye it. Like, this is already peeling, so whatever. Oop, just messed up my tape job. I'll fix that in a minute. But no, I'm gonna start spraying. Okay, and here's the product. It's a little wet still, but the Rust-Oleum cans, just did 3 cans. One can got half, the other can got this half, and that was just 1 coat. So then I used the 3rd can on the low spots. But it looks a lot better. And here, I'm gonna try and find a spot that isn't wet. It's textured. And that's the color it dries. It's like kind of gray. Not gray, it's still black, just a lighter black. But yeah, I got the entire thing. Up here, up there. Around where I needed it. Even got behind there a bit. Behind the roll bar. But it looks good. You can see my tire striping, but this is all going to be covered by carpet. This is just I want to repair it, make sure it doesn't rust again. So I'm happy with how it turned out. Okay, so I'm back at it. As you can tell, we had our first snowfall. It is October. It is cold. I don't like it. It's October 13th. I had it yesterday. I just decided to fix the idle on this. It was idling really high. I don't know why. Like 1500 RPM high. Seems to be running better. Here, full throttle. Other than that, I don't even know what that would be. Let's see how that changed. I had my old 2000. What did it drop by? Nothing. Okay. Better. It's idling quieter. I like that. I'm just going step by step. After this, I think I'm gonna unhook the exhaust and see if I have exhaust restriction. That's one thing I can check. Because I actually took the Jeep into town. I drove it all the way into town. It's 20-minute drive, perfect fine. In town, perfect fine. On the way home, started climbing a hill. It bogged down really bad, and then I couldn't go past 60. So loss of power. I can shift it into neutral or throw the clutch in, and it instantly revs up. No issues. So I don't know what the issue is. So I'm gonna keep looking through a checklist, see if I can check everything, take it on a test drive, probably drive it into town, see if it works. If it doesn't, then, well, this sucks. Because, as you can tell, with the snow, I've only got a limited number of days before I can't work on this anymore, because this is not a heated shop. So, if I can't work on it, I broke my promise. I'm gonna post the video if it's still broken. I'm gonna try and fix it though today. This is my last ditch effort. So I'm gonna see what I can get done. I'll give you some updates. Okay, so I loosened off the exhaust right at the manifold, like just the piping. I'm gonna take for a test drive. I'm gonna take the gravel road into town. That way I don't break down on the highway in case it is not fixed. And if it starts sputtering, I'm gonna take off the gas cap, even though I've already tested that. Why not test it again? And it shouldn't be that, because I cleaned out everything. The vent tube looked perfectly fine. Rerouted it back up to where it's supposed to be. So yeah, also I lost the nut for the exhaust piece. I don't know how. It was in my ratchet and then it wasn't. I don't know where it dropped. I didn't hear it drop. I was threading it on to the thing and I took it off. Actually, before I go, let's see if it's in the ratchet. Where did I put the ratchet? Oh no, wait, is that it? That's it. No, I don't think it's in there. All right, well, time to take it for a test drive. Okay, so I made it into town. I just let the vehicle sit for a bit, so it's cold, it's idling high. I'm gonna try the drive home now, see if I make it. I'll record some more. If I don't make it, I'll record some more if I do make it. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I drove back into town again with the exhaust on. It didn't die. I'm gonna drive home now. Just picking up my sister right now. Also, look at these gauges. I don't know if I ever showed this in any of my videos, but that was fun. I'm glad I did these. I like that I can see now. So I'll let you know how it goes on the way back. Okay, Jeep made it into town again. I think I'm gonna call this fixed for now, unless it gets a hot day and it starts acting up again. Because if so, then it means it has something to do with heat soak or something like that. So, I'm at work. I'm gonna start using this for work, I guess. Daily drive it. Just started it, so it's idling high. It's gotta warm up. But it's cold out, so this is fun. But, yeah. I'll get some driving clips later, and then I can post this video. Okay, so now that the Jeep is running right, I replaced the ignition lock cylinder. That took like 2 hours because I didn't have the compression tool for the steering column. I hated that. Now I'm reconnecting the sway bar on the passenger side because it disconnected. Bolt snapped or came loose, one of the two. I have a new bolt, so fix that. And then this is officially ready to daily drive, technically. I mean, it's running good, kind of. These seats still annoy the hell out of me. And the fact they don't have carpet, and also I'm still missing half the floor plugs because Napa only had 4 of them, so the driver's side only has them. At least I keep the heat in on my side, that's all that matters. But I'm gonna connect the sway bar, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so back to working on the Jeep. Throttle keeps getting stuck. I can do this. I don't know why it's getting stuck. But I'm gonna clean up the butterfly flaps in the carb. I'm gonna try and adjust this carb, and then if I can find it in my pocket. I've got the throttle return spring that I had on the Holly that this Jeep used to have. I'm gonna try and hook it up somehow. I don't know where I will, because instead of it being normal, it's a normal throttling kit, it's complicated. So for some reason it's over there instead of over here. Don't know why that is the way it is. I'll figure something out. Because I honestly don't like this. Like at all. I saw right there, it got stuck. Maybe that's something to do with how tight this is, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. Because it's really bothering me. I don't like almost rear-ending people. And it's super cold out and it's super windy out. I'm shaking. So I'm gonna try and get this done as quick as possible because I want to go back inside. Okay, so I think I fixed it. Pretty sure this is for an air cleaner, this little bolt. But I just found one in the junk drawer attached to the spring. Oh, look how tight this is now. That's not going nowhere. That's not gonna get stuck. It's got tension. And it looks like it's hooked through on this side pretty well, so unless I hear this shoot off when I'm driving, or my pedal tension gets a lot less hard to pull, then I know it's good. Okay, so while I was at it, I also put a washer in right at the top to fix the door jam. Now it seals properly. Before there was a gap up at the top and water and wind would get in. Pain in the ass. So that's fixed now. I'm gonna get some driving videos. This is what driving it consists of. It's windy, it's loud, it's kind of cold because the floor plugs. But it runs and drives. It also struggles to do highway speeds. I'm stuck at 80 right now on a 90-kilometer road, and the highway is actually 100. So yeah, it needs a V8. I still plan on doing a V8. Just can't afford a V8 right now because I'm gonna rebuild it, cam it, put a 4-barrel intake on, and I'll have to get it machined. That's like another $1,600 just to get the swap kit so I can weld in motor mounts and have a bell housing and rad. So yeah, it'll take a bit. That's definitely a future project, but I'm just happy this is on the road. Currently cruising with the girlfriend. She's in the Jeep in front. I'm trying to record and drive on this bumpy road with a car behind me, and I don't know if it's a cop or not, so hopefully it's not. I think most cops all have the LED headlights now, so it's probably not. But we're heading to her house, and then we're gonna go off-roading in some field. It's not a farmer's field, don't worry, and harvest is over, so even if it was, we wouldn't be wrecking it. We're not going mudding. We're just gonna climb through some little hills. We don't have any off-road or trails near us, so fields is the best to do, or just random little grid roads that you find. But we knocked out the lift kit on her Jeep in just a day. I think it was 10 hours. Okay, so I just want to say how surprising it is that this vehicle now runs. I have owned this since I was 15 years old. I bought it so I could daily drive it, and that did not go as planned. I had to keep my Ranger as a daily driver forever and continued working on this. Since I've owned it, I've replaced, well, almost everything mechanically. I've went through the entire ignition system, the entire fuel system, intake and exhaust manifold gaskets, unrelated, but wheel studs, wheels, tires, the whole suspension's new. Basically the only things I haven't touched is the rear end, transmission, the engine, and the steering. And as you can tell in this video, I did work on the interior. I'm going to look at a used Jeep dealer. He specifies in junk Wranglers. I'm going to see if he has used seats and used carpet that I could buy off him. Because I don't like this seats, and it's missing carpet, and carpet keeps it nice and warm in there. So now that it's getting colder out, I'm in a shirt. Last week it was snowing, now it's nice out. But yeah, basically, I don't know what fixed this. I'm assuming there was carbon buildup on something, maybe on a valve keeping it stuck open, which would cause it to bog under higher load or something like that. Because at the start of the video, it couldn't go on the highway. And then it randomly replaced spark plugs. I thought that would fix it. Did not fix it. Still couldn't go on the highway. And then just kept driving it, and it fixed itself. So it's the best type of fix. I shouldn't say I didn't have to do much work. I did a shitload of work just for it to not fix it every time. But at least I know it's all good now. Yeah, but I like seeing this in my parking spot and the truck and storage over there. Well, I don't like seeing the truck and storage. I love that vehicle too. But it's nice to be able to drive this thing when I want now without causing any issues. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.